gone are the days where you could create, hundreds of backlink pages that had no real purpose or no real structure, but were just there to cheat the SEO system, right?
This is the Game Changers Experience. Deep dive conversations with leading business disruptors, Olympic athletes, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and influencers from around the world. This show will teach you insights about the winning principles in mindset, productivity, marketing, branding, entrepreneurship, business strategy, and more. Hosted by Productivity Authority, business strategist, former elite athlete, author, and public speaker, Adam Strong.
So if you're talking about the actual platform itself, the platform is okay. So there's two elements to the platform. There's the actual platform's hard code itself, which is the interface that you deal with on the front end and the back end, and then there's the actual AI in the background. And it's not one AI. There's multiple AIs that run in layered format, and they're going to regulate very differently depending on location, post following, that kind of stuff, previous engagement. SEO standing has an impact on it as well. Platform cross-linking and things like that also tweaks it. So if your question there is, do you have control over it? To some extent you do. You can game the system. It's not so much that you have direct control over it. You just have to learn the little triggers that tell the algorithm the things it likes. When you're dealing with AI, you need to think about it this way, right? It's a computer. So what happens is the computer coder tells the people that this program here, or this action here, is worth 1 sweetie, right? And this one here is worth 2 sweeties, and this one here is worth 5 sweeties, and this one here is worth 20 sweeties. So which one do you think the computer is going to push hardest for? It's going to go for the 20 sweeties, unless that 20 sweeties one takes too much of its own time to check up, in which case it'll fall back to the next layer back, and so on. I'm really oversimplifying AI development here, but it's also going to depend on the nature of the AI development, okay? And so what I mean by gaming the system is working out what these different sweeties are. So for example, let's go to Instagram, right? The AI loves Reels. We know it loves Reels, okay? But then there's additional little sweeties you can add to that component with things like, okay, here's a meta tag. So now it's not just getting the 5 sweeties from the reel, it's also getting 1 from the meta tags. Are you doing an additional video thing with it as well? Okay, there's another extra little bit of sweetie. Have you previously, as an Instagram person, have you previously engaged with multiple people in the last 24 hours? Yes. Okay, great. So this person gets another little sweetie allocation. And so the game goes like that. And every platform has got different games that it plays. SEO is probably the one that is the most complicated to learn how to game, though, because Google makes so many changes across so many different aspects of its platform that its actual AI learning is really hard to learn how to game. But again, there are little tricks you can do. So, Anders, I hope that answers your question.
I got a question around the old SEO.
Follow up.
I do have a question around the old SEO, and I suppose my question to you really is because back probably about 5, maybe 7 years ago, SEO used to be a really big deal, right? Because you could use keywords and you could use certain hashtags, and then people would write blogs which had multiple times over, right, with the amount of different words, and then Google would index it and it would go straight to number 1. But obviously that doesn't happen anymore because Google's not stupid. I wish it, if only it did.
It does actually happen. It still happens, Adam. But what they did was they did realize this was the case. And a lot of platforms actually realized this was the case, not just Google. But what they realized was there's got to be a usability index as well. So they created 2 sets of SEO. The one is purely an algorithmic structure, which is what we know from the old term SEO. And then there's a new one, which is the usability index, which is basically how usable is your site in terms of a browser. So it's gone are the days where you could create, hundreds of backlink pages that had no real purpose or no real structure, but were just there to cheat the SEO system, right?
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I would love to hear from you guys. Please do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click on the notification bell button below so that you don't miss out on some of the episodes that we've got coming up. Also, please make a comment in the comment section below. We are reaching out to some of our listeners so that we can get to an understanding about how we can personalize some of the great content that we've got coming out based on your needs and aspirations. My other word of advice as well is to go to our amazing Facebook community where you can meet other creative entrepreneurs and business owners. Introduce yourself, say hi, mention about some of the amazing breakthroughs that you're getting through some of the episodes, and network, right? Grow your business. You are with who you become with the 5 most common people you hang around with. So listen, guys, hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.